Welcome to our Understand the Times reports. This is report number 5, and I'm giving this report just before the last session of my presentation. Over the 3 days here, there have been 3 presentations each day, 75 minutes. Tom and I have shared the speaking, and now this will be my last session. So just to give you an idea of what it sounds like to speak in English and then have it translated into Indian, we'll give you an example of that right now.
చాలా మంది కోట్ల మంది ప్రజలు విశ్వసించరండి, ఎందుకంటే వారు ఏమంటారంటే సమస్తము కూడా దేవుడై ఉంటున్నాడు.
Then we looked at the factor in terms of how many people profess to be Christian but believe in extra biblical ideas and experience.
I might say that when the conference was completed, I was exhausted. Difficult enough traveling here with a long distance of 22 hours or more hours in an airplane, and then finding yourself halfway around the world in time zone completely opposite. But being able to be up on a platform and speak and communicate in a way that's understandable, of course that's a challenge. The 160-some people in attendance at the conference sat there, I think, glued to their seats, and the response after each session was, thank you for coming and helping us now to better understand the book of Genesis. Tom talked more on Bible prophecy. I dealt with origins. So I think it was quite valuable, and each one of them indicated that they plan to take the information back to their towns and villages and share their faith with others. Actually, I'm quite impressed with the quality that I see of Christianity. Now, these are ones that are being taught by pastors and leaders, so it's not your average person off the street. And we believe that there will be some good fruit as a result of this conference. While we're here, we met a number of people. Today, which is Sunday, I'm going to be speaking at 2 churches. The first session is at 7:15, so at present time it's 5 in the morning. I'm up and ready. Can you imagine church starting at 7:15? Well, that's where I'll be speaking at a church, and then following that, in a couple hours or so, at another church, Tom will be speaking at 2 additional churches. And then later in the day, we have plans to meet with some of the church leaders here who do have the vision for Bryce Holmes. And as most of you know, that was one of the major goals of coming here for me, was to implement a Bryce Holmes program, Lord willing. And the country of India has obviously many opportunities. And I've talked with different pastors, church leaders who've told me about their situations. And we will let you more know of that in another report. But for now, let me say, there will be no problem implementing a similar program like what we have in Myanmar and Kenya. And for perhaps around $50 a month, we can come alongside a family and look after them at a point that they can eat and be brought up in a Christian environment. One of the brothers who I talked to last night told me that in his region, the biggest problem is that the kids are wandering around really homeless because they're the product of temple prostitutes. And these children are born and they really have no place to go. The mothers keep them for a while and then continue trying to support them, and that isn't the case, and the children just are essentially orphans. And he and his wife and their church have a vision to do something along these lines, and that's one thing which I thought would be unique for Bryce Holmes International. And if we find the right people to implement the program, that's definitely something that we will do. I will give you more details later. So thank you for being such an important part of our Understand the Times International listening group. I know that these messages get spread around, and there are others that listen to them from various places. They get sent around on Facebook. So please continue to do that, and please continue to pray. We still have several days here. We're going to be going out into some of the villages in the country. Up until now, we've been in the city, and we're going to see India on the outskirts of the cities, and then we'll continue to make further reports. So again, thank you for joining Understand the Times. And our report with regards to where we're located here in the city of Hubballi.